Hello, YouTubers. This is me and Mahdi again. We're continuing our journey to build a decentralized open source social media platform that I call Ta'arafu. The last time Mahdi and I started actually working on the happy path of adding a post. So when you write a post on Twitter or Facebook or Meta, whatever they call it these days, you need to pop up a dialogue and then you write some content and then you click send and then a post gets created. Maddie and I are building that part, and yesterday we basically worked on taking care of the happy path. We actually fill in some information and add it in, and it goes in. And today, Mahdi, what are we gonna do about this path today?
Hi
Go.
everyone, today is a validation time. That means we are not happy. We just want to.
Not very happy, right? So here's the deal. I'm gonna let you actually, write a failing test. We wanna throw a null post exception. If the post is null. Do you want to take care of that one for me?
Yeah, sure.
What's funny is that, I was doing with Ricardo just a second ago the opposite side of that, where you retrieve the post and then you throw null exception. We will go through all of these together. Go ahead, share your screen, make the world happy, son. Let's do it.
Okay, I will share my screen.
You can do it. There
Done.
you go.
Okay, I'm in a right branch, users, and your name, foundation post, add.
I think so. I think you're in the right place.
Okay, then let's go to the unit tests and create a new test. What I will copy this. Okay, rename it. It will be post service test dot validations
That's right.
dot add,
That's right. That's what I heard.
and I will just remove this.
hmm
Okay, now we will write a test fact should but by the way, we don't have exceptions in the model, or we have.
Yeah, we probably need to create some exceptions, right?
But let me write the definition and then we go and create the uh, exception for that.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, should throw uh
This test method doesn't return anything, doesn't have accessor and mutator, nothing. All right. Still early. You'll get there. You know, I'll tell you something though, when I was younger, I used to kind of, probably your age or maybe a little bit younger. I used to wake up really early and travel for like 3 hours in transportation to go to college. So I know the path that you're in, and I know this path is a path of success. So keep pushing, my friend. I'm here
thank
with you.
you.
I still wake up early anyway, but I don't have to travel for 3 hours in transportation. Thank God for the internet. Go ahead.
Okay,
Good.
should throw validation exception
Uh-huh.
on post, we call it here, on post or
Uh-huh.
on add.
On
uh,
add, right? Because the function's called add. Uh-huh.
on add if post is null and log it. Uh,
Do we have a logging broker in this service?
I think we should have. Yes, 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 yes. Because yesterday in the service we added
Okay.
that there should be something there.
I hope so. We'll see. No, yesterday. Oh yeah, we needed it. That's right. As a dependency. That's true. You're a
Okay.
smart guy, you know that, right? You're very clever. Let's go.
Not okay.
Yeah,
Let's go and create exception for that first,
sounds good
because
to me.
under the name of the models we have to go create a post
Uh-huh.
folder, add folder, exceptions. It will be plural. Exceptions, and
That's right.
then
We need two of these, right?
yes, one validation, I think, and one is empty, as I remember something. Okay, the first one it will be mm, post is post post what? The name.
Null post exception.
Uh-huh. Null exception.
Uh-huh.
Okay, did you install the exception library?
I don't know.
Or
You tell me.
not here? I don't think so for this. Let me get package manager.
You're looking in the installed. There it is. Wow. 2,000 downloads already. Isn't that crazy?
It's cool. It's cool. Okay, we install it for the web.
Uh-huh.
Guys who watching, we have to update the free code drop for you. If you are interested, do it.
So great.
Okay, and here it will be just a message.
Uh-huh.
We will not throw anything inside the
Yeah, we'll just say something like, this thing is null. That's all. So post is null. That's all. That's the only message that's there. What do you think about that idea to say post is null? That's it.
post is null,
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Take that open close parentheses, put it next to the base, or just close them with each other.
okay, here you are. And the heading.
Yeah. The coalition. The coalition of the good-hearted engineers. That's you and me and so many engineers in the world out there, my friend.
Okay, here is done. Here we have, and then another, I think, exception we need for the validation or for the
Yeah, so we
null.
need we need post validation exception, right?
Add new class.
Go, brother. Go faster. Go.
I ordered a new keyboard. When it's come, maybe.
You could have just told me. I'd send you the fancy one that I have, the Microsoft Ergo. You're
Really?
still a student, right, Maddie?
Yes.
Yeah, just tell me, man. I got you. Don't worry about that stuff. Your
Yes.
job is just to learn and grow. Just remember me when you're famous.
Ah,
You're gonna be famous and you're gonna be great. Mm.
I hope so.
Just tell me what
Oh,
you need. I'm here for you. Go
thank
ahead.
you so much.
Mhm.
Okay.
So this
What?
guy, what's the deal with this guy? This guy definitely takes an inner exception, or so I
Yes.
heard. Word on the street.
And it will be a type of the exception, normal exception. No, 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 post
No
validation.
exception. Yeah. We don't want the normal exception. We don't want non-local exception to enter our realm, right?
Okay, and this will get exception.
Uh-huh.
Then we go here, we say base, and here Something is not making sense here.
Hmm. I
What?
wonder what it is. Maybe this colon need to go behind base.
Yes.
You think that's what it is? Oh my lord. And then do Control KD and it will clean up the world for you. Okay.
Okay.
So this red coloring doesn't haze you a little bit?
It's better than you.
Is it is this writer's theme? Is this writer's theme?
No, it's let let you call it.
Uh,
Uh,
consolas. What's it
no, no,
called?
no, 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 no. Where is that view? No, in
Don't worry
the
about it. Don't worry about it. Just show it to me later. Go.
mm, One Dark Pro.
One Dark Pro. Okay. Well, you're going
Yes.
to town with that stuff. Okay. Now what's
Okay.
the message here?
Okay. Validation exception, post validation exception happen, contact support, something like
Yeah,
this.
post validation error occurred, comma, please try again. Contact support is when they didn't do anything wrong, when the issue is on our side, right? This is dependency exception, maybe service exception. But in your case here, they did something wrong. They gave us a bad post. So we're going to have to tell them, hey, this is a validation error. Try again.
Is again.
Full,
That's it.
full stop, period.
Full stop period, and then we just throw this exception guy that we
Yep.
have here.
Call it
Uh,
inner exception instead of exception. So
yes,
it's
yes,
inner
yes.
exception. Also put a space before please. Sri doesn't like this please part.
Okay, I respect her.
Just
Completely
just
agree.
fine. Okay, so take a comma, put a period after again, and you should be good. Are you over 120 characters yet?
No, here is 99.
Okay, take that comma after again and put a full stop. All right, let's go. Where's your copyrights?
Oh, I forgot for this one.
If you do control minus, it'll take you back to it. Sure, or you can do it this way. Mr. Vim. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Hmm.
Then let's back here and we create a post here. We call it null post.
Where
It
is
will be.
given when then?
Oh yeah, every day I'm working on the tests.
Uh-huh.
I write at least 3 lines and then I look at it again and said,
And then you
"Where is the given?"
remember. Okay, let's do it. No worries.
Okay, given when then post null post. It will be null. Then we will have a variable null post exception new null
Mm.
null post exception. Yes. And another thing that we need, expected exception,
Hmm.
where expected exception, it will be a new post validation exception,
Hmm.
which will accept the null post exception.
Hmm. That's
Okay.
that's that's true. Hmm.
Okay, now we initialize our API broker.
So hang on. Expected exception. Expected what exception?
Oh, expected post. Yeah,
Expected post validation exception, right?
sorry. Okay, and we say this dot API broker dot setup broker here. Then we go here, say broker dot post async and null post, and then returns throws async, because here we are handling exceptions. Throws async null post exception.
Whoa,
Yes.
okay. So,
And
so is the broker the one throwing null post exception?
mm,
What do you think? Who's throwing the exception?
uh,
Okay, let's reverse back a little bit. What is the cause of this exception?
when we send nothing, I mean
Right. And this nothing, is it coming from the broker or coming in as input parameter?
input parameter.
Great. So is it the broker that's throwing the exception, or is it us within the service itself?
It's us with the service.
Great, then there's nothing to mock here.
Okay. And this is the difference, because I think in the API we have this section. Oh, no, 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 no. It doesn't. I, okay.
Okay. Take a new
Then
line after new on line 24.
new 24 here.
Yeah, take a new line after new on line 24.
Here like this, and we say value task post.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I will write. It will be a post or add post task, something
That's
like
right.
this.
But it's a variable, so it doesn't need to have the first letter to be uppercase.
Yes, and it will be this dot service
It's okay,
post
it won't
service
bite you. Keep going. Hmm.
dot add post async. Yeah, add
We're
post
not we're not
async.
gonna await it.
Uh, but here in the we will in the then we will say await assert and then throw the exception.
That's right.
It was like
I'm messing with you. All right, let's go.
but speak that why I know me speak that post and then it will be like this, then here we call it add post task as task.
Uh-huh.
Why here it's not happy?
In here, it's not happy. Maybe you didn't pull in so you need to pass in post validation exception, which is the type, right?
Oh, yes, 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 yes. Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay.
And then we go and call the logging broker.
The login broker, that's right.
Is dot logging broker dot verify,
Mm-hmm.
and you say broker. Okay, broker.
Hmm. I
dot
love how this font makes the fat arrows look like pretty
eight
cool. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, my friend Roberto does this also on his Visual Studio. Hmm.
dot log error.
Hmm.
I think it is the same exception as is a same validation exception as.
It should be same exception since we unified this, since everything inherits from exception. But if you have validation, then use validation for now. I'm gonna make a code rub for it.
Now what I have to write finally, but and first we have to create the method for that because I
I
think we
think you
don't have.
already don't we already have it or no?
I don't think so because we just start writing that from yesterday. Yeah, there is
Okay,
nothing.
let's do it. Can you do it
Okay.
off the top of your head?
Mm, I think it will be like a func or
Yeah,
delegate.
let's try it. Type in private static. Do this. Private static.
Let me put it here.
Okay. Private
Private
static,
static. Okay.
right? And then func, and then open that guy. So func takes in something and out something, right?
Yes.
So what's coming in is an
Exception.
exception, right? And then what's coming out is a boolean, right?
Yes.
Okay, now type this same validation exception as, or just type in same exception as. Yep. And then pass in there your exception. Uh-huh. Keep going and call this expected exception. Okay. Okay, now let's open up a scope out of this method. Take away that semicolon and just do this, do return. Actually, before you do that,
Fat arrow it or no?
no, hang on. So before the func, type in expression. Expression.
He here
Yeah,
expression.
yeah, open close at the very end of that func, yeah. And then pull in the reference if, if needed. Zoom out a little bit so people can see your stuff. Out. Yep, there you go. Now, okay, let's do this. Let's do return.
And by the way, what is this expression?
An expression, when you basically go and say, when you go and say where student, fat arrow, student, dot ID equal ID, that's called an expression.
Hmm. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yep. So type in actual exception in there. Return actual exception.
Return. Expected exception or actual?
Actual exception. And then
Okay.
fat arrow. Take a new line. Take a tab. Now compare actual exception dot message equal expected exception dot message and actual exception dot inner exception dot message equal expected exception dot inner exception dot message, and then do the data validation. Go ahead.
Actual exception dot
Message
message dot.
equal
Okay.
expected exception dot message,
Okay.
and then
And and right. And
take that to the okay, perfect. And then actual exception dot inner exception dot message equal expected exception dot inner exception dot message dot message. That's right. And then the last thing you want to go say and then you want to add in the basically oh look, we lost electricity in here. Anyways, so anyway, expected exception dot message, and then you want to do the data so actual exception
okay. Dot.
dot and then inner exception,
Okay.
and then wrap that between two parentheses and just say as exception with the X. Wrap it up between two parentheses. Yep. And then
as
as exception with the X. With the X, son, with the X.
uh,
Now out of that, just say data equals. Dot data equals.
data dot equals like
Nope,
this.
just data equals. It's a method. It's a method called data equals.
Uh,
A method
data. Okay, I find it.
that's called data equals, right? And then inside that data equals pass in expected exception dot enter exception dot data.
Okay,
There you go. You have
so
it.
far
Now
good.
clean up all the empty lining and all that stuff. Don't forget to close the scope and semicolon.
Okay, just and then my God, I think I miss. Okay, we are good.
All right, perfect. Let's go back and finish our test.
Okay, it is the same exception as expected. Expected post validation exception,
That's right. Take that to the next line and do
and
times
then
once.
yes, time dot once. Here we need the comma, and then we say here it should be like this, and then am I missing? I think one
You
more
probably
tab.
need a closing and you need another tab. Probably another closing.
Yes, yes, another closing. You're happy here.
You need another tab for the times once.
Okay, then we call verify.
Yep, go for it.
This dot API broker. Should we verify API broker? We didn't use it, or it's not needed.
You have to verify that the logging broker first has been called and then that the API broker was never called. So where's the date time?
This
So what did
API
we call
broker.
first? What dependency did we call first chronologically?
Okay, and we say broker dot uh,
Hmm.
get post async,
Mm-hmm.
and it is a null. It is any post.
That's right.
Is any post post here, and then say times.
Never. Mm-hmm.
Then I will put it next line. Beautiful and dandy. Okay, this dot logging broker mark dot verify no other calls, and then this dot API broker mark dot verify no other calls. Okay,
Right. Let's see if that fails.
okay, let me test, run all test.
Make sure you hit Control K E so you can take away dependencies that you're not using or references that you're not using.
Is it doing something? Yes. Yes, it's a good. That means it's good or no.
It should say expected and nothing has happened. Perfect. All right. Send it over to me.
Okay, sure. Let me insert changes. Shift insert. I will just say here, and it will be a fail. And yes, thank you everybody for watching me like every day I have to. Oh my,
That's great. It's not letting
yes.
you add from the UI directly.
Yes, I have no idea what's going and even look in my Visual Studio there is no who writes this and when write this. I don't know. Is it
Yikes.
an is
Yeah,
there any
you probably need to kind of reset your entire system. Like,
I reinstall whole of this mess and I have no I just
okay,
they
so you have it
they
now.
they
Mm,
want to I use Raider. If they just keep doing this, Raider is here. Ready,
okay,
professional.
all right,
Yeah,
my turn, right?
here you are.
Okay, here we go. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make this pass real quick. So let's see here if I still have your failing tests. Let's run here. See if we can make this work. Let's see. I should see validate. Yeah, there it is. There's your test in here. Okay, perfect. And you're very generous with your empty lines, so I'll try to clean that up a little bit. And then, okay, posts, validation exceptions, and then, null, you have all that going on for you. And then this is all add post and then log error. Perfect. Okay. And then I'm gonna go up in here and just, build in the validation piece. So now we need something a little bit more powerful than just a single liner because we're building proper software. So we need a little bit more power than this. So I'm just gonna go up in here and create this guy like this. And I'm gonna go ahead and say return. And I don't need this guy. I don't need this async here anymore because I'm passing in like a nomadic function. And I'm gonna go here and say validate post, and that's my post right here. And this is the first thing that we're gonna do in terms of validations. We need two different files in here as nested partial files. This guy is not partial yet, so I'm gonna partialize this. Some of the most powerful things that C# has as a capability. Um, so let's see here if I can add in a new file here. I need two of them. I need a validation one and I need so let me fix this first. This is a validation one. Let's go up in here. So validations, right? This guy will be also partial. So that's my guy here. I'm gonna take this out. So what do I need here in terms of, and don't remember, and remember this, when you're doing this validation stuff, always remember that you need to kind of, take away the inheritance because you already inherited in one place. So this is private, static, void, validate, post. So that's my post here. And then I'm gonna go here and say validate post is not null. So I'm passing in my post in here. And then I need to create a new method in here. This is only one post, just not many. So here's my post, and then this is also my post here, like this. And then what I'm basically doing is that I'm going and saying, okay, if post is null, then go ahead and throw not new null post exception. That's the exception that you've created in your test, right? So that's this guy here. So that takes care of the validation piece. Control K will take care of the system done here, right? Now let me copy this guy and create another one, which is the other partial class. And the other partial class here is going to basically help me basically handle the exceptions, right? So here's
Like
exceptions, right? Here's my exceptions. I'm going to create a bunch of delegates, right? Passing a function to a function, so private delegate, right? It returns a value task of a post. So just do this real quick. Here's my post, and then returning post function, right? That's your delegate, that's your input parameter. It's basically you're creating a type. And then in here, I'm gonna go and say a sync value task of post, and I'm gonna say try catch. This is the noise canceling kind of pattern. So this is returning post function, going really fast in here before I lose my backup power. And then I'm gonna go like this and say, okay, so return await returning post function. This guy's already there. But what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go and say null post exception. This is the exception that I'm trying to handle, right? And I wanna go and say create and log and log validation exception, right? That's what we're doing with this null post exception. Okay. What that basically means, let's go create this method here. We're returning post validation exception, right? Isn't that what you're
Yes,
and
post
then in here
validation.
we're passing in an exception of type. That's my exception. And then I'm gonna go here and say, you just give me the exception, right? And then here I'm gonna go and say var post validation exception equal new post validation exception that takes in the exception. Let's talk to the logging broker real quick. Logging broker dot log error, and that's your post validation. Here it is, post validation exception. And then finally, I'm returning the post validation exception in here like this. And now I think I have what it takes to make your test pass. Do you think I have what it takes to make your test pass? What do you think? Do you think that's
Did you add it on the service? If it's there, it should be fine.
add what on the service? Like the business logic? Yeah, the first thing I did, look.
Okay, then
But
it
we're
should be.
missing only just one closing here. So you're right, right? Okay, so let's clean this up first. Let's do a quick clean up and let's see if we can make this work. So I'm just gonna go up in here and run this guy and pass, right?
Done.
So that's pair programming. It's a failing test, passing test. You're gonna be doing a lot of this with me, just heads up. We haven't even touched on orchestration processing service. I can't wait for you to kind of touch on these. So that basically wraps up our session today before I actually lose power. Let's start working tomorrow on the structural validations. That the ID is bad, you know, the the content is empty, null or white space. The normal structural validation doesn't actually rely. The interesting part though that I can't wait to start working with you on is the piece around, taking those API exceptions and wrapping them in and embedding the dictionary after we localize. So there's the localization part, but within the localization, I also want to take a copy of the data. We don't have answers for that. We're going to have to change our standard a little bit to kind of get these answers. But other than that, thank you so much for showing up. Thank you for your hard work, showing up early
You're
every day
welcome.
around 6 in the morning. And that's the kind of spirit that'll take you places. Like I said, when they remember us when we're famous. And for the people watching us and following us, thank you so much for following us on our series. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please feel free to drop a comment in the comment section. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Maddie and I will see you in the next
Yeah.
session.
Thank you, guys. Good
All
day.
right.